My name's Rick Walker. I'm the co-owner of Happy Hut, and this is the first time I got high. I was probably 16. I was actually a goody two-shoes. We were at a training camp over the summer. I was with my wrestling team. At this camp, we just kind of go to another location, like a university or something, and we work out and train real hard for about a week. Well, there's a lot of downtime that comes into that. So I was like a sophomore in high school and I was good at wrestling, but everybody like made me the butt end of the joke because I was a goody two shoes type deal. So I was like, I can hang. I was trying to prove that I could just hang and I wasn't just a diehard athlete. Some of my teammates, after a long day of practicing, we just had downtime after showering and stuff. And they're like, hey, like, we're finna go to the train tracks. So and so is in his room rolling up a blunt. And I'm like, what's a blunt? Let's go find out. I go into his room and we're in a college dorm room and he's just rolling a fucking blunt right there. It reeks. Like it just reeks. Like I smell it down the hallway and I'm like, so that's what marijuana smells like. We're learning. We're learning. Watching him and I'm getting sketched out. Like the smell alone is making my heart race. We meet up with a bunch of other teams. This is a team camp. I guess the delinquents from those teams are just normal kids. I don't know. I view, like I said, I was a goody two shoes, so I viewed everybody as delinquents that was participating in these activities. Met up with us, so we're in like a group of like 20, just all squatted up, marching down to the train track. I'm like, how the fuck do these guys know where everything's at? Like, this is our first year over here. But stoners always find a spot. That is one thing you can bet on. We get there, I'm paranoid. They're sparking it. My friends that I didn't even know smoked were smoking. I was like, oh, ah. And then like I'm watching the blunt like make its rounds. Some of them look professional. They're like doing French inhales, exhaling through their nose and shit. I'm like, man, that's crazy. And I'm seeing some people coughing their lungs up. And I'm like, I don't want to be one of those guys. The blunt makes its way to me. Everybody just like looks at me like I swear like time stopped. They just like looked at me like, is he gonna do it? My friend was like,
Look, bro, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
and I didn't do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, and I definitely I smoked it. I was like,
I can hang, I got this.
and I smoked. I took a deep breath, exhaled. Like I didn't feel the need to cough. It was relatively easy my first time. I didn't have any context for what being high was. So like I didn't get super zooted my first time because I only hit the blunt like maybe 3 times and I'm taking like little hits and whatnot. I most definitely was high. I was just super paranoid. But one of my other homies comes up from behind one of the train cars. Like he got into a coughing fit and started throwing up. So he came back from throwing up and he was like,
How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Like, first time smoking, how you feeling?
like I'm cool. Like I don't even feel anything. It's not that big of a deal.
He's like, oh, okay, for sure, for sure.
We're over by the train tracks and we look up and we hear helicopters and we see them. And they're just like, there's like 2 of them. One's going one way and then like one's super high up in the air and going a completely different way. My homie that just got back from throwing up, like is standing next to me talking to one of my other friends. I'm just like in my own world. He like hits me in my chest with the back of his hand like,
Yo, hey, do you see that?
yeah. I was like, what? He's like,
The helicopter, the police are looking for us.
what? And then he just takes off. Like full sprint, takes off. Me and my homie look at each other, like look around, everybody's just like still got like blunt in hand, and we just take off sprinting after him and stuff because like we don't know what to do. We're like, fuck, this guy does the drugs. If he's running, we should run. We start sprinting back and we're like probably 2 miles away from the dorms. Probably ran like the fastest mile of our life before my best friend that like asked, he's like, wait, why are we running? Where are we running from? He was like, the helicopters, the police. I was like, are the police really gonna be looking for a bunch of kids like smoking weed with a helicopter? And at that moment, our friend that took off running at first realized that it was a hospital helicopter and we were right next to the local hospital. He got sketched out by a hospital helicopter, not to mention we were all high schoolers. We were just stoned, and like I said, like I was like, okay, that was stupid, but I just chalked it up as being paranoid. I still didn't believe I was high at this point. We go back to the dorm room. For whatever reason, I was just prepared. I didn't plan on doing drugs, but I had an entire tote full of candy bars. I'm talking Snickers, Baby Ruth, Twix, Milky Ways, like the whole shebang. And I don't even know why I had them. I probably ate, no joke, over 25 candy bars that night I remember it being normal. I was chilling. I was just hungry and in my own world. But apparently, I kept calling my friends whores, which is something I never even like say. Like it just doesn't roll off the tongue right. But I guess I'm like, hey whore, can you pass me the remote? Or hey whore, hey, where's my shoes at, whore? Where's my phone at, whore? I just kept saying that, just stupid stuff like that. I woke up and the coach found out, and we had to do sprints at 6 a.m. and practice started at 8, and we had to do sprints until 8. So that is the first time I ever got high.
Are those men that you were calling whores?
Yeah.